It took him a good 2 lockouts, but they are finally fixing a bunch of the exploits that are going on in Season of Discovery Phase 5, and as a matter of fact, we got a bit of a wholesome, what can we say, a redemption of the PvP problem, and that's even better, so we got a lot to talk about. First of all, we got an announcement that something that we kind of expected to happen was gonna happen at some point. This couldn't stand for much longer, but they made it so you cannot solo Thunderaan anymore. We found a bunch of different people able to solo Prince Thunderaan, the new world boss. We even tried to do it, not successfully with No Hit Jerome the other day, but essentially Thunderaan has two mechanics. He knocks you back if you're near him and in front of him, so that's one that you can avoid by just being in range, and the other one is that if there's nothing in melee range, he's gonna enrage and he's gonna do squalls, and that's a lot of damage. Also, if you go behind line of sight, you can avoid the chain lightning, so you saw several warlocks abusing a combination of being out of range, using chain lightning and self-healing through the squalls to basically over the course of like an hour kill Prince Thunderaan. That's basically what they did. They also, however, because we cannot have nice things, they increased the damage of his lightning cloud and they increased the damage of cyclonic winds. I do not know why they would do that, why they would want to make Prince Thunderaan harder after 2 weeks. I don't think that's a great idea. I understand why you want to stop the exploits. I understand why you don't want to make it soloable. That's perfectly reasonable. We all knew it was coming, but why do you make it harder for everybody else? I just do not see the sense in that. That's kind of stupid. I'm gonna try it out later tomorrow probably. Hopefully it's not like impossible. Hopefully you can barely notice it. I will admit that Thunderaan was probably a little too hard, but you cannot just buff a boss in the middle of the tier. That's not how it works. You messed up. That's it. Own it. So yes, Thunderaan soloing is over pretty much. And then they are also making a change so you can learn the armor smithing and weapons smithing specialization on blacksmithing at the same time. I guess that's kind of neat. I don't really care too much, but for some people it's a big deal. Are we getting a new pattern in IQ 40? Because that will be interesting. And the Blackwing trials cannot be disabled when Nefarian has been defeated. You can do 3 affixes in Blackwing Lair, and even after the raid is done, we noticed this the other day, after you kill Nefarian, the blue affix is still going, the green affix is still going, the red affix is still going. If you're in combat, it still pops. And there's actually a bug where you can be perpetuated in combat and you gotta zone out. We had to zone out at one point just to reset that thing. So that was pretty stupid, and I don't see, like, this is just gonna make harder to distribute loot now because you gotta do loot, you gotta roll off the items at the same time as you are trying to avoid the blue stuff because you're in combat. I don't know, I don't see why they would do this, honestly. Probably to prevent a bug, doesn't make a lot of sense. But yes, you cannot solo Thunderaan anymore. Big shocker right there. There is, however, something a little more wholesome, something a little cooler, and that's something I want to talk about, and I'm gonna give a shout out to some guy in my comment section, and I don't know if he actually inspired this change, but it is crazy like how close he got it. Let me drag the comment here really quick. This is the top comment on my video on the PvP losing meta that they nerfed, because they changed the incentive of Warzone Gulch and RT basing, where if you lost you got 2 marks, and of course people immediately decided that the best way to get honor obviously is just to lose as fast as possible. And I said it was stupid, but this guy, the abs, he actually came out with a really reasonable compromise. What if they give you the 2 badges, like they give you the compensation for losing, but you gotta try, you gotta get like a certain amount of points or a certain amount of time in the match, and that way you still get like the extra points for losing, which makes sense because the Alliance loses every single match, but at the same time they don't get incentivized to just lose over and over and over again. They still gotta try, and they basically did just that. If you win, you're gonna get 4 marks of honor now, and if you lose you get 2, but now if you lose you're gonna get 1 extra badge for every flag that you capture. Of course, in Warzone Gulch, if you win you gotta get 3 flags to win, but let's say you lose and you get 2 flags, you're 2 against 3 in the scoreboard, like a very close match. In that case you get 1 badge plus 2 badges. You get 3 badges and the winning guy gets 4. They still get more, but it's very balanced, so you still get a good incentive to try. And 600 resources in Arati Basic everything. That's the point system of before. Same thing, right? If you're really trying, you can get up to 3 badges against the enemy 4. So that way people get something for losing that doesn't suck, but they are not incentivized to just lose on purpose anymore. They still get something for their time if they try. I think that's really cool. I think they just found a solution that will please everybody. We're gonna see about that. But I think they finally figured it out. Overall, I would say it is a good patch. It made a lot of sense, and that's not something we get very often. Even though, for the love of God, please do not buff Thunderaan to hell. Just make it so if you're auto range and there's nobody melee range, everybody dies or something. Just fix the enrage phase. Why do we gotta ruin it for everybody else that is doing what they are supposed to? Come the hell on. Like, just use your common sense a little bit. When do we gotta go back and forth every single patch? By the way, guys, in Crusader Strike US, we do a community raid Black Wingler every Saturday, 4 PM EST. If you wanna join, if you wanna do a BWL, we're gonna kick some ass. It's gonna be in the Discord. Go check it out. And otherwise, subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.